And hi, everyone. Welcome to Enjinstarter Saloon. I'm Liz, the US market launcher for Enjinstarter. You can find me on @HelloLizT on Twitter. So it's been a while since we've done this. It's really nice to bring this show back after, this long break. We're changing up the format a bit, and we're going to kick off the episode with some exciting news. We're announcing our latest IDO. It's been the first since the market cooled for a bit, but we have Drives, a unique drive-to-earn Web3 lifestyle application, and the first NFT DAO mixed with GameFi and CommunityFi. So it's kind of cool because it's a way to make your daily driving valuable, and you can use it to fight against air pollution and plant new trees around the world. So make sure you check it out. Drives will host its IDO on Enjinstarter on the 27th of July. So find out more on Enjinstarter's Telegram channel @Enjinstarter. So today, we have something very special lined up. We have the Time Raiders INO on Enjinstarter. The sale will take place on 20th of July, and our team has secured some of the best NFTs, including one that's exclusively sold on Enjinstarter. It's not available anywhere else. So besides the NFTs like the dinosaur eggs and triceratops and hover bikes, we actually have these unique, exclusive only to Enjinstarter Tiger Tank. It'll only be sold on the platform, so don't miss out on this one. And it's really the best time to get some NFTs right now since the market is much more valuable, right? I mean, value added, value picking right now. So without further ado, let's find out more about these NFTs from the Time Raiders team. I'd like to welcome our guest, Simon Bailey, the studio head at Time Raiders, and Matt Nagy. Matt, am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah, Nagy, very good.
Who is the lead designer of Time Raiders. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you guys too. We're going to start with some questions, and then we'll take some questions from the audience as well. To our audience, make sure you leave your questions in the comment section. If it's picked during the show, you will receive a 100 BUSD guaranteed allocation in any one of our upcoming IDOs on Enjinstarter. So remember to reach out to @EJS_KYC_support on our Telegram channel with your wallet address so we can whitelist you for the next IDO. All right. So tell me more about you guys. Who are you and where did you get your start in this industry?
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. My name's Si. I'm the studio head at UGL for Time Raiders. Gosh, I got my start in the industry 20 years ago. I was lucky enough to do Doctor Who for the BBC on PC. I think there's about 25,000 units of that in a landfill somewhere.
Like VHS.
Yeah, it's very, very old school. We had one of the very first 3D engines. But since then, I've done about published about 25 titles altogether on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, mobile, and such. I've done Doctor Who, as I said, Scooby-Doo, Star Wars, Clone Wars, High School Musical, Young Indiana Jones, whole bunch of titles, mostly family entertainment stuff. And now I'm really excited to be working, at the cutting edge for a change, rather than kids' titles, working on something that we really love. And so we've made this NFT treasure hunt through time in full 3D. And I'm really excited to be working on it with Matt. And I'll let Matt introduce himself.
Right. I'm Matthew Nagy. I am the lead designer and economist on Time Raiders. I've been in the computer games industry for 25 years. Wow. And I was the designer of Alien Trilogy and Die Hard Trilogy back in PlayStation 1 days. 2 of the top 10 bestsellers still of all time of that game. I then set up my own companies, and I had to run companies for ages. And it's only recently that I got to go back into design, and it's been really fun. I worked a bit in free to play, kind of got my head around all those economics. But when Simon invited me into this, I just knew I had to come in, be a part of this project. is just I love free to play. I love play to earn. And I think that we are delivering a product that takes the best of both in what we've been dubbing play and earn.
Play and earn, that's new, yeah.
Because you get lost in the gameplay and you just having fun. And then the next thing you know, you finish for the day and you're like, oh, I just made $20. Or for some lucky guy, I just made $1,000, you know? So yeah, brilliant. Love the space.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, that you pretty much hit the nail on the head, because, you know, play to earn has always just been like really, you know, boring, like clicking, right? But today, you know, it's really important to have fun, and it's not just focused on the earning aspect as well. But I'm really curious, like, since both of you have such extensive like backgrounds in gaming, and you've probably seen like the industry move through all its changes, can you share with me a bit about the like difference between like a traditional game before, like what you guys built, and what you're doing today on the blockchain?
We've been through a number of changes, you know, throughout the industry. The first one was like 2D to 3D. And then, of course, there was another transition where everything went from console and PC onto mobile.
Mhm.
But this one really, I just love it because it puts the power into the hands of the players. So the players will, in our Time Raiders NFT game, they will own the assets. They belong to them.
Yeah.
And in the future, we're going to create some tools to allow players to build their own levels and populate them with their own NFTs made from a kit of tools that we provide.
Mhm.
And for that's what gets me really excited, putting the power into the hands of the players themselves rather than a huge publisher, which is essentially a pot of money protected by a bunch of lawyers, you know.
Yeah, that's understand.
Yeah. I love I you know, I watch my kids play CS:GO, League of Legends, Tarkov. And they're playing CS:GO, they're spending all their pocket money on it. So, you know, pay to play. And you know, they're going, oh, look at this knife. There, you know, there's only 10 of these, and look, it's worth $300. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know, what do you do with that? Like, nothing. You can't do anything with it. You could swap it for in-game currency. And I'm like, but you said it's worth $300. You know, and he's like, well, I could try on a black market, but if I get caught, I'll get banned, and I don't know if the guy's actually going to pay me or not.
Yeah.
You know, I love this. You know, we were thinking, okay, we want to make a game where you're treasure hunting for things of value.
Right.
And in the real world, you're playing a game where you're treasure hunting for things of value, you know? So you find a legendary NFT that's like super powerful and fantastic, great in-game utility, which helps you kill enemies and break things open. And so you can find more treasure chests faster, you know? And then in the treasure chests are other NFTs and expendium, you know, or things that help you upgrade your weapons and your armor and your raiders and your technology. You know, you find little bits and pieces, and then you go in the hub and you upgrade and you make them worth more and more powerful. And I just love, it's just this great game loop. Play level 1, upgrade to level 2, play level 2, upgrade to level 3, play level 3. And each time the NFTs get better and better. And now you don't need this stuff anymore. So now you sell that in the black market to a level 2 player. And a level 2 player sells theirs level 1 stuff to a level 1 player. And just you see this cool economy that just takes over, the players just trading with each other and making money off each other. It's just, I love it. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, it's super interesting to me, right? Because, you know, like NFTs and this whole new technology of NFTs have completely changed like what can be done in a game. And I mean, for you guys, like, you know, how have NFTs shaped how, like, what you're building? And like, you know, Matt, you're talking about this like exciting chase and like the whole treasure hunt, like endless treasure hunt, basically. For example, how can NFTs kind of help or solve a problem in that was previously not something you guys could do in your older games, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, what for me, it brings us closer to the audience, closer to the players. You know, first of all, we used to put everything on a CD, ship it to America, you know, wait for the bugs to come back, wait 3 days, fix it, then put it out into the world. We couldn't make any changes. Then, of course, with downloadable content, we can make changes in real time. We can make patches. We can start to listen to the audience and make more of what the audience wants. This next step now allows us to build in upgradability and utility into the assets themselves, into the NFTs. So I can make something like a submarine now. If you buy the NFT submarine now, you can use it and you can fire torpedoes against the land. And there's only 350 of those ever. Now, if you hold that submarine, and this is the other part of it, how do we keep the value of the NFTs? If you hold that NFT, later on, you'll be able to unlock hidden secret underwater levels with more treasure and more rewards in there. And so that's now it's all about like tying in the real world value and the real world experience with actual utility of the NFTs within the game.
Wow.
Brings us all closer and gives us all more pleasurable game experience.
Right.
And we all win.
Yeah, because the players and the game creators are aligned, right?
Yeah. And like for longevity also, we've created a treasure hunt across time. So if there's something, if you like steampunk, there's something for you. If you like Second World War, something for you. If you like prehistoric, there's something for you. Future sci-fi, there's another level for you. Mm-hmm. So we've done this to appeal to the widest possible audience, and also that we can make stuff which is we can have the most fun making things as well.
Yeah. And even the genre we chose very specifically. You know, the genre, I mean, it's Diablo with guns to some extent, or it's League of Legends, but with projectile weapons, although there will be melee weapons at some point as well. And that is a huge audience plays those games of Web 2. And now, so they can just play it. They don't have to think about NFTs. They could just think of Expendium as the in-game currency. They don't have to worry about it, okay? They can play the game and enjoy the game. Fantastic. And lo and behold, one day they wake up and go, hey, I got like 500 Expendium. What's that worth? Or, oh, I don't need this NFT anymore. Wait a minute. What's the black market? I could sell it for it's worth $300. What else do I have in my inventory? So the Web 2 guys get catered for. But I love, because the genre we chose, it's an arcade game. You run around and you shoot, bang, run, shoot. You don't have to be a genius to play it.
Straight up old school, like.
So fun. The Web3 guys, the crypto guys who would want to play to earn, they've got the ability to get in. There's no barrier to entrance in terms of gameplay. It's not hard to figure out how to play this game. Of course, you want to get better at it because you want to earn better treasure. But, the more they play it, the more practice they get. So they play the level, they go to the hub, they upgrade. They play the level, they go to the hub, they upgrade. It's just, I think it's a great crossover. It's going to bring Web 2 to crypto and Web 3 to gaming.
Right. That's brilliant. That's super brilliant. And I'm also curious about when you say real world value, you talked about crossover. How is that crossover going to work between the game and the NFTs, and how are you guys thinking about that real world value part of it?
I mean, the way I think of it is I watch my son. He's 20 years old, right? And he plays League of Legends and he plays Fortnite. Now, if he was able to earn enough money to pay for his vape liquid, he'd be a really happy guy. And I think there are millions of gamers in the West who are in that position. You know, they play games, they spend time, they invest themselves into it, but they don't get any reward for it. And that's where we want to reward them with Expendium, the token, and we want to reward them with NFTs. And the NFTs are like the modern equivalent of the shinies in Pokemon.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so you know, with the utility, they're not only limited edition in and collectible and visually beautiful, they also have use in the game.
Yeah, everything. We've tried to make everything in the game an NFT, but we've limited the supply of everything with the exception of the upgrade materials. We've limited the supply in order to ensure value over time. And, you know, we increase the utility, we limit the supply. And in fact, there are elements of the game, the NFT economics part of the game, where the supply can reduce.
Oh.
So now suddenly a rare item that maybe there were 1,000 only ever of this particular item, and a year in, there might only be 500 left. And so now they're very rare. And then a year, you know, 6 months later, there might only be 200 left, and they've moved up to extremely rare, you know, and somebody wants one, you know, and you've upgraded yours. So yours is worth more than the other guys, and so on and so forth.
That's fun. I guess that would be your domain, right, Matt? Deciding on what you get to limit and.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and look, at one time, the World of Warcraft had the 8th largest economy in the world.
Yeah.
But it was all nonsense. It was all make-believe.
Right.
Okay. So we're looking at those kind of things, and we're like, you know, if we get people interacting with each other through the black market, not taking things out of the game and selling them on OpenSea, but being there with the captive audience of other players who want the stuff, right? And we get them interacting with each other. And like I said, like, you know, you need level 2 raiders and items to defeat level 2 to do the treasure hunt. You might make it through with level 1, guys. It'd be fine. You probably wouldn't make it through level 3 because they've got that much harder. Like you need level 3 raiders. And if you want an advantage, you want level 4 raiders in level 3. Right. You know what I mean? So so stuff that you find, you pass down, and you know, I just love it. I think it's really going to appeal to the crypto earners. They're going to want to. There's so many different ways they can make earnings within the game. You know, they could just play the game and earn Expendium and NFTs. That's fine. They could start upgrading stuff, right? They could upgrade stuff and then sell it to other people, upgraded already, to give them an advantage in their treasure hunting. So I see your questions appeared.
Yeah, well, we'll take it at the end, but
at the end,
on that point about like unique NFTs, actually, that both Simon and you mentioned.
Yeah.
Do you hear a helicopter in the background? I'm in LA, so
it's fine.
Noises, you know.
Someone's on the run, no biggie.
So you know,
it's not us.
Yeah, it's adding the sound effects. So I heard from my colleagues that, like, you know, one of the rare NFTs that you guys are launching is a graveyard, and that really got my interest. Like, there's a graveyard NFT where you can bury your kills and they come back as a zombie. Can you share a bit more as an example of?
Yeah, sure. So the idea is there's a very rare NFT, and it's a gravestone, and the gravestone has your own name on it in the game. If you put flowers on your gravestone and you look after it, it will turn into a graveyard. Then if you hold that graveyard, the kills that you make in the game, you can then bury them in the graveyard, and they will return to you as your own private zombie army.
That's so cool.
Right, that you can use in the game. Now, of course, the gravestone will have one value when it's a gravestone. It'll have another value when it's a graveyard, and it'll have another value when it's a zombie army. And so these are the ways that we're thinking to have incredible utility that is unusual and makes surprises and delights the player, And then in addition to that, also holds its value. Now, coupled with this, Matt hasn't gone too much into the economy, but Matt is actually a free-to-play expert. And he's taken the stickiness of the free-to-play mechanics and the compelling nature of those mechanics, and he's twisted it, adding a play to earn. So it's a really well balanced economy in that you invest a little, you get paid a little, invest a little, get paid a lot, invest a little, and then yeah. So anyway, that's my answer.
Sounds like a lot of thought went into the whole like NFT economy and the whole economics of the game.
Yeah.
9 months. 9 months. Of
9 months of economics. It was important for us to study play to earn alongside free to play and look at where the issues were, because you know, there were a lot of play to earn that really took off and then all of a sudden dropped off, tanked off. And we're like, okay, what happened here? What happened there? What happened there? What, you know, and we're like, okay, here the issue was people were earning and there wasn't enough utility to cycle the token back. And what happened here? Here, the NFTs, there was a barrier to entry and it cost hundreds of dollars to get in, right? And some people couldn't afford it. And what happened here? Here, they needed a certain amount of NFTs per player in order to make it playable. So as long as user acquisition was going up, that was fine. The NFTs retained their value, but as soon as user acquisition dropped, there was a flood of NFTs within the market. So we're like, we have to answer all this within Time Raiders, within the economics. And we've done that. We've addressed all of those issues and a few more that I haven't even raised. All at the same time, keeping it free to enter and play.
Right, because that was one of my main questions, like my next question actually, like how will players be required to buy an NFT to play the game?
There's no barrier to entrance. Anybody can get in. So here's the catch, okay? If you have enough to invest in one of the NFTs in the INO, which starts Wednesday, only for 48 hours only, okay? If you have enough to invest in one of those NFTs, you will have a bit of an advantage in treasure hunting, okay? Because you'll be able to take out a swathe of enemies, whereas somebody would go in with a pistol and have to take them out one by one, okay? They're not just, there's loads of different, we can talk about those NFTs a little bit more in depth, or obviously people should go to the platforms, look at the brochures and things like that. But so you will have a little bit of an advantage. Another type of advantage that you could have would be, look, our target for earning for play to earn players is 10 to 20 bucks a day. Okay. At 10 to 20 bucks a day in certain countries around the world for the play to earn guys, right? Like that's better than going out and getting a job elsewhere. You know, 20 bucks a day, you know, 400 bucks a week, 400 bucks a month.
More. Yeah.
You know, like that's a pretty good living. Okay. We really want to cater for that, whilst keeping it free to enter. So what we did was we took the target, we reduced it by several percentage, but then we put global achievements in the game for you to meet. And for each of those that you meet, you get a multiplier that brings it slowly back up to that 10 to 20 bucks a day spot. So if you were privileged enough to, let's say, be able to go on the exchange and bring 1,000 expendium or whatever it is, I can't remember off the top of my head, into the game on day one to burn to own your raider, then you would own the raider as your own NFT. And for each raider that you did that to, you'd get a bit of a multiplier. So instead of finding 5 expendium, you'd find 10, you know, and so on and so forth. There's a whole bunch of those in the game. There's bring some expendium into the game and keep it in the wallet. There's stake on our staking page. There's multiple levels of staking as well. The more you stake and the longer you stake, You also get loads of rewards, NFT rewards, as well as the community pool that gets split amongst all the stakers. And I can talk more into that in a minute, right? But so we loan you the Raider. It's just like not your NFT yet, but you know that you're playing and you get a bit of expendium here and a bit of expendium there. And maybe like a week in, maybe you've earned enough expendium to burn, to own that Raider. Now the Raider's yours, and now it's your NFT. Okay. Other things, other NFTs in treasure troves, you find them, they're yours.
Okay. So it's like basically for those guys who don't spend more on the NFTs, they can basically earn it. Like it's sweat equity, basically.
They can earn it. Yeah, earn it by playing, basically. So it's great.
I mean, it's the perfect segue, because one of the questions, and I'm moving to the audience questions, was actually, what you talked about, like, will users who spend more on NFTs have a certain advantage, which Matt, you covered a bit of. But also this member of the audience asked, and if so, will lower tier players be able to catch up with their peers who spend more? So,
absolutely. It doesn't matter who goes in. Okay. You guys, your chance when you find a treasure trove, you all have the same chance of getting a legendary NFT out of that treasure trove, something worth $1,000 or more. Okay.
Everybody gets the same chance.
You all get the same chance. Okay. Where they would be advantaged would only be in a sticky situation. They might be able to take more of the enemies out more quickly. And maybe they get to the treasure trove faster as a result of it. But they're not getting your treasure trove, they're getting their treasure trove. Once you get past that bit, you'll get your treasure trove. So it's fine. Like, it's fine, guys. It's not that you're going to be disadvantaged. It's that the advantage. Plus, it's fun. It's fun to call it a Spitfire and have it do a machine gun barrage and take out 50 zombies at once, or call in the submarine. I don't know if you guys play the video, right? And call in the submarine, and the periscope goes up and a torpedo fires onto the land, and boom, you take out. Not only do you take out a bunch of enemies, but you also take out like a door, and there's a trove behind there. Things like that. It's just, or pterodactyl swoops in through a time portal and drops a medikit. Like loads of fun things.
Yeah, it sounds like so much thought has been put into this. I just wanted to quickly recap. You mentioned in 48 hours is a special event happening.
Okay. You want to talk about it, Si?
Yeah. So we have the for 48 hours only, we're going to be selling some limited edition rare NFTs on Enjinstarter, and the event will only last for 48 hours. There's a whitelist that if you join the whitelist and you buy an NFT, I think if you buy 2, you get 1 free. Is that right, Matt?
Yeah. If you buy, basically, like, if you go over $500 of expenditure, we've got a bonus for you guys. So that could be 1 $500 NFT or 2 $250 NFTs. So yes.
Yeah. And then there are also, we're giving away some a chance to win some dinosaur eggs, which will hatch into dinosaurs that you can use in the game.
Right. And the tiger tanks as well, right?
So you guys, I think there's a tank exclusive to Enjinstarter with its own special utility.
So guys, if you're listening, 48 hours only, like, check our Telegram chats. Otherwise, you can go on our Twitter page and all our social media channels to find out more about this exclusive offer. So one last question we have, and this is important because, with the market and everything, I think a lot of people are excited and want to see this game come to fruition. How are you guys thinking about, like, this whole crypto winter, and how are you guys managing it, just to make sure, like, we all want to see this game come to fruition?
Yeah, sure. So we're in a closed beta at the moment. We're shortly going into an open beta. If anybody would like to help us test it, just please join our Discord, and you're very welcome to come and test the game with us. And then at the end of August, we will launch the first 4 levels. And after that, we will launch the next time period.
That's awesome.
So, and then every month we will release more content.
And every season, every quarter, there's a code drop with some new stuff in it. And every quarter, we also do, with that code drop, we're going to do a new set of NFTs that are exclusive to that season. So that means for the collectors, you know, the collectors are going to want like skins, for example, although we're calling them gear. They're going to want gear. Right? And they, you know, so they'll be autumn gear, winter gear, and you know the gear will kind of even some seasonal gear, like you know, gear is going to be really important because it adds buffs to the characters, and we have something called fusing, and fusing. So you could put a bit of gear on, and that's great. You got the gear on, you get that buff. But if you take several bits of gear and you put it in the fusion chamber, right? You get to choose which one you're going to keep as the main, but you'll wind up getting the buffs of all of them fused into the Raider. And so now you've basically upgraded your Raider with like user generated content choices. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, loads of stuff. We can talk a bit of roadmap, although maybe there's a question about roadmap. So maybe I won't jump in on that quite yet.
Yeah. No, I think generally like you've answered most of the questions. Like it's, you know, we had another question about whether it's a free to play or will players have to purchase or acquire NFT. And we actually talked about that. It's a bit of both. And if you don't purchase an NFT, you can also earn some time on it. So, you know, it's like where can they go to, you know, find answers to these questions if our audience have more questions about the game?
Oh yeah, we should post all the social media stuff, guys. Go to our website, timeraiders.io. Come join us on Discord, join us on Telegram. We're constantly posting stuff, guys. We got videos for every single NFT that is going on sale in the 48 hours, for 48 hours. So July 20th. For every single one, there's a video kind of giving a little bit of Clockwork Charlie's home shopping network. They explain the utility of the various NFTs. Yeehaw. And there's a brochure and there's all sorts, you know, but you can also get on Discord, get in the chat. Everybody who's already part of the community, they may have your answers already, or the moderators can come on, they can give you answers. If you guys are interested in getting in on the beta action and getting to know how to play the game before launch, so, you know, so you've got like some advantage in your treasure hunting, get on the Discord channel. We're still taking beta players because we want to find every single bug before we launch. Okay?
Yeah. Cool. Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
But it's always, just to answer that question, it's always free to get started.
Yeah, that's what I love about it, the accessibility. And also, like, it sounds like so much thought has been put into planning and the whole economy of the game with Matt, and then also with like the thought behind designing these unique NFTs. So I'm really excited. So guys, remember the Time Raiders INO will take place on Enjinstarter on the 20th of July. So in 48 hours, make sure you look out for it. And we have exclusive NFTs as well available just to Enjinstarter. So make sure you look out for that. Our 999 day stakers are entitled to a 5% discount in place of the monthly airdrop, since we did not have an airdrop during this break. So please share your feedback with us and what else you'd like to see on the show. Thank you so much to Simon and Matt for joining me on the show and taking these questions. You guys can find out more about Time Raiders on their website, timeraiders.io, and please join their Discord. I've seen it's really active and it's a great community, and they're still looking for beta players. So get in on the action sooner. So yeah, we're excited to see the launch and to continue. Maybe we'll have you guys on the show again after that.
Oh yes, please. Yeah, let's we can take a look at the next steps, see how it's all going. Thank you, Liz. Really appreciate it. And thanks to everybody for asking all these questions.
Great. Yeah, and for some of those questions that I may not have been able to take in time, please join the Discord, and you can. I'm sure Matt and Simon will be there to be able to, or their team can take on these questions.
We'll answer as many questions as we can.
Yeah. So leave your feedback in the comment section, or you can comment on our Twitter page, Thank you to everyone for tuning in, and until the next episode. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks,
Seeing the
Liz.
greatest treasure hunt across all space and time.
Signing up.